His name is Ernie Hancock, and Ernie Hancock is one of my heroes. He is the guy that stands for freedom. Matter of fact, Freedom Rising is a radio show that he has, podcast that I've been on, and he is just great fighter for freedom and liberty. Ernie, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Am I good?
You're good. You're always good. Well, sometimes, not always, but that's okay. We still like you. And
yeah, you had it close, Terry. It's Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock. You're almost there. I know James is over there going, hey, man, I got to get it right.
Yeah, and also Freedom's Phoenix, which is a great compilation.
Right. Freedom's with an S.
Yes.
Phoenix.com.
Did I say Freedom?
No, dot. No.
Anyway,
It's Freedom's.
Really good. I get it.
Freedom's with an S, Phoenix.com. I mean, you got to sing it, James. Come on.
That is great. Well, Ernie, what do you see happening now in the world? I want to get right to the chase here because you've got a good insight on what's happening in our world and where freedom is going. We're looking at Ross Ulbricht, imprisoned in a very unjust way that many of us feel. And yet we also see other opportunities. What do you see that it's going? Which way do you see it from your vantage point?
He represents what needed to be done, what was going to happen, what was, inevitable. We're in a situation to where individuals being able to barter and trade with other individuals without any distraction is, the gold standard by which we want to live our lives. When Ross was inspired by, the Times and the Ron Paul effort and, von Mises and Austrian economics, and he started to understand that he had the technical ability and understanding to be able to bring the fruit of all of our labors available to everybody else at the same time without interference. That in and of itself was what we needed. And of course, what the government, they, them, those that won't leave us alone, were opposing. And that's why the sentence for Ross was so draconian, because they wanted to make it very clear, oh, hell no, you're so not allowed to be free without a permission slip from the man. And Ross has, as much as he was inspired by so many other people to do what he did the way that he did, he's been a big inspiration to a lot of others, including myself. He, him, doing the starting pistol on this kind of activity that where we can be able to have a real, true free market, free trade and free market, whatever, when they say it on the lamestream media, the media so last century, what they're talking about ain't even in the same category. And they don't want that distinction to be made in the minds of Generation Next.
Yes,
this is
exactly
why he's so dangerous. And
yes,
dangerous to what? To them. They give monopolies and license and regulation and tax breaks, and it's all about the centralized power. And what he wanted to do, and he was successful in doing, was to demonstrate how you could decentralize commerce. And with the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and many others, this is just the beginning. What the rhetoric, the PSYOP, is the government and our friend Chucky Schumer and friends, they want to make sure that we get implanted, and certainly the young people coming up, to understand, oh, no. If you don't get in compliance, if you don't have a permission slip, this is what's going to happen to you. What Ross demonstrated was just the beginnings of what can happen when they, them, those are out of the way. So this is just the beginning. They want you to have, this is the beginning of the end. No, it's the end of the beginning. So here we go. And it's inspired a lot of the stuff that we have planned and what we're going to do. So I want to thank Ross, and I want to wish him a Merry Christmas. I mean, it's good if, as bad as his situation circumstances are, you have to there's a little bit of benefit to know that there's so many people out here that understand the value that he gave mankind.
Yes, indeed. He certainly has. He's shown a lot of value there, and he's inspired a lot. I picked up on that, what you said, that he is inspiring us in many, many different ways. And that inspiration comes in areas of commerce, in the area of freedom, standing up for our rights, and doing what we need. How do you see Ross and his ideals inspiring you and others? What are you hearing out there on the street, Ernest?
I'm always an activist. I mean, a lot of time, a lot of the infrastructure that we have for the things that we do is just to promote, what we want to do and encourage others to do it and highlight what they're doing. And it's a generational thing too. Yesterday I was at the Freedom Force International, G. Edward Griffin event here in Phoenix. And I went and met a lot of great people, and there's a lot of great information and so on, but it's a generational thing. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm, graduated high school in '79, just before Ross was born. Like a few years later, what was he, 84 or something? He's 31, 32 years old, the same age as my oldest children. So I'm going, yeah, I could see the transition from like G. Edward Griffin and John Taylor Gatto and people, and even before that, Mises and so on, and Butler Schaefer, that we have on a lot. I could see the generations. It's a little bit different. They're still of the mindset that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and I'm a big Declaration of Independence guy. I mean, just like proper rule of government, defend my right to do whatever I want as long as I'm not bothering anybody. And when it doesn't do that, it's time to alter or abolish. I mean,
it's, you have some good points there. And I think the idea is that we're living in freedom and being able to embrace that and do exactly the kinds of things that we want to do and be able to live life the way we want.